Conrad, if an organization is not sure whether they need a dam, what's the first thing they should assess internally?
I think they, before they reach out to a vendor, they need to understand um, what challenges they need to solve. That might be about intellectual property. It might be about discoverability. Um, it might be about productivity. So they need to, rather than saying, "Oh, we haven't got a dam. We've got, you know, half a terabyte of pictures. That means we need a dam." They've got to think about what is the problem or problems that they're trying to solve. And then you go out looking for a solution. And that solution will be a combination of a technology and the wraparound services that go with that to make sure that they can get the most value out of it. So yeah, before they talk to any kind of vendor, I would say having a conversation with somebody that's been around the block a couple of times, whether that's somebody, internally that they've already got that has worked with a number of dam solutions, or is somebody who professionally has selected and advised companies on that, or talk to if they've got friendly relationships with similar companies and find out what they're achieving. It's very easy for the first vendor that somebody talks to direct them in a very particular way, get them talking in a particular language, thinking about solving a problem in one particular way that leaves them at a disadvantage when they're considering the various options that they have. So cultivate that kind of vendor neutral internal knowledge of what problems need to be solved, and try not to think too much about how you particularly want them to be solved, because there are going to be solutions out there that you haven't thought of. So yeah, that would be my advice.
Yeah, and I'd add to that, because this is the sort of conversation I often have with somebody, and they call up. We'd start talking about a dam, and then it often pops out of the conversation. They say to me, do you think we really need one? And I'd have to say about half the time, I'd say, no, not really, not now, not later, maybe, but not now. You've got another problem. And that problem is exactly what Conrad was talking about, is they don't have a really objective understanding of what the business problems or the issues, the challenges they currently face are, and how they would go about solving them. And this is, it's probably another example of a dam solution that never really works, is when they get a dam, they plug it together, they put the assets in, spend a lot of time putting metadata in, and then nobody uses it because they're all sitting around there thinking, well, what should we do with this? Right?